NERDSoul.
Yeah, lay ill kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bring that street geek and nerd soul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go because we got a lot to talk about with that new Cobra Kai. That's right, season what 6? Uh, part of Uno done came out. All right, they said, yo man, we ain't gonna give y'all all that now. They said we gonna give you a little piece from the start, and then we're gonna get a little piece on the end. Now I ain't by myself, y'all. Nah, nah, nah. We rolling through. All right, I'm gonna give you the first, who is known as the biggest and baddest distributor. That's right, from them southern streets. All
That's
right,
Southern. Oh Lord.
from them southern streets. That's right, straight out of Louisiana. I give to you, Coop, 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 Coop-a-doop, Coop, Coop. What up? Keep Cooper. Keep Cooper. What's up?
Oh man. Sure. What can I say after that intro? I don't feel like the baddest distributor right now. Continuation from last time. You probably heard his voice. Cue up the JoJo music. It's to be continued. Dun, dun, dun. I'm in the I don't know what the hell's gonna happen part of the year. But anyway, this podcast will be on the Blerd-ish platform. We on several different podcast channels like Spotify, TuneIn, I believe. Of course, Apple Podcasts. So check us out, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and follow us on other things like Twitch as well too.
Word. And we also have, all right, ninjutsu royalty. I give to you the Kunoichi of the year. That's right, Ninja Sama cosplay. Put your hands together, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Going to throw your roses. All right, cause she up in here. Best believe that.
Good morning, good evening, good night. It's Ninja Summer Cosplay coming to you live from the ashes of the Eagle Fang Dojo.
Oh man, you know what? You know what? Let's go on and get started. Since we're going to talk about from the ashes, you know what? I'm going to start with someone. I would normally try to start it light, but you know what? We're going to talk about from the ashes. Let's go and talk about Kreese, man. Let's talk about Kreese. Like,
Man,
look, all
talk
right,
about tenacity, stick to it. This evil.
man. Kreese be getting on my nerves.
Man, every time they show him and he does that little smug smile,
Yeah.
they need to cut the bad to the bone immediately. It should just go every time.
Bad.
Down.
Bad.
I'm
Every
like, man,
time.
he's still okay. Because when he broke out, I was like, man, look, this dude, but hold on, about to get on my nerves. And he got a chance to go on a little vision quest. You know what I'm saying? Now, man, John Kreese, you get on my nerves because they even be trying to like a little bit trying to show like a little piece of like a soft side of John Kreese when we all know we hate him, but they still want to show this past version of him that had mercy and everything.
Well, the
Man.
mercy got beat out of him. I mean, he lost. I started to see that he had it, but he lost it.
A little
Just-
bit.
He had it, and it's like I know what they're doing. Like we really don't care about John Kreese, but a part of me, I would love to have just 1 hour long special of young Kreese in action, just for no
Not young
reason.
Kreese.
Enough young creep for my system, but because we have that pretty much every season, and we got to wrap this up. It's a finale, but I do like that they've always shown him to show the parallel differences because we always had the parallel of Johnny and Daniel, but like it's good to show the parallel with even within the Cobra Kai history. Is like
Mhm.
Cobra Kai in itself, no matter which way you spin it or put it, in itself is not the evil. It is the evil Kreese instilled in it by taking these rhetorics and using them for harm.
Yeah,
So
He took it to heart, and it's just man, the parallels, like you said, how all of them were bullied people until they got the power, and
Yeah.
because even the series kicked off with uh, what's his name? I call out Ralph, but you know,
Oh,
Daniel. Yeah,
Daniel LaRusso.
yeah, Larusso. I mean, he was kind of the bully in season 1 of this with against Johnny because he was using his rich white man privilege against a poor white man, kicking him down.
I kind of understand.
But I understand Daniel had trauma.
Yeah, because it's weird. I kind of understand where he was coming from because, yes, to a certain degree, Daniel was the bad guy of season 1, but I understand Daniel looking and saying, "Oh no, you ain't gonna start no karate stuff, because I know how you do." Nah, and even though Johnny kind of changed.
He's better. He's like, this is kind of like Deku and Bakugo if they were drunk, pitiful American middle-aged men, American men. It's just funny, but it's
Hold on
just.
now, not too much.
see him
Hold on,
saying,
not too much on my boy Johnny. Hold on now, wait now,
Hey,
not too much.
like,
I'm
okay, because
saying-
think about this. If you go back and watch the first Karate Kid movie, like, especially when they beat him up, like out near the fence or whatever, like, yo, that was brutal. Like,
This is what I want to say.
that was brutal. I can understand someone being like, from now on site, on site, I'm gonna
glad
hurt you.
You mentioned this because just you know what? Shout out to all. Sometimes fandom goes crazy, right?
Mhm.
This is one fandom that I appreciate you people. Anybody out there who created that crazy rumor, Bill Simmons was one of them, but people started this weird spell like about 7-8 years ago. What if Daniel was the real villain of that? And I'm just going back since we look at the finale, and I was just like, who in the hell, what bully loving idiot would look at that movie and look at this?
Hold up. Now I
No,
know
no, let me finish.
He tried to cook. He cooking a little
just
bit.
saying-
He
I'm
put
just
his
saying.
seasoning
not
in.
cooking
Let
because
me-
I'm hearing
let
the
me
word
finish.
idiot now,
Let me
and
finish.
I feel targeted. You can finish.
How did I
Not
know? I
targeted.
didn't know he was talking about you, but I'm sorry. Person.
Wow.
Golly. but person, bully loving person who would look at Daniel scrawny, no dad having, no protection.
He got to push
person.
the car to
He-
get it to start with his mama.
The only thing he did was be a little annoying, but he wasn't gang. He was a one-man team. He got thrown off a cliff almost, rolled down the rocks.
They threw this man down the
Now-
cliff. They beat this dude.
Now-
They beat
Now,
the brakes
the
off
one
this
thing
man.
he should have did was not do the shower thing. That's when you get the famous line. You should have
But-
left well enough alone.
But the
he's
thing
one
is, look at
man.
what happened before that. I can understand being like, you know what, this is finally my time to get one up on
Now,
y'all. So
also-
I can
and I'm-
see
I'm
I can see where he was
and I got
coming
one-
from.
I got
Man,
one
can
more
I
point.
get
I got
hold
one more- I got
on
one more
now?
point. I got one
Y'all
more point.
piling on. Y'all
Let me say this
piling
one more
on.
point. Let me say this one more
No,
point.
I
Now-
won't.
One more point. It's about the girl. It's about the girl. It's about the girl.
Let him land it. Let him
It's
land.
about
Let
the-
him
Let me land
land.
the plane. I will shut up because people were like, he had no business talking to Johnny Girl. They were broken up. She was not Johnny Girl. Johnny overreacted and started being jealous and weird. Daniel was annoying, but she was like, hey, I'm kind of feeling you, blah, blah, blah. Only thing Daniel did wrong was at the time when he did the shower prank. I understand it. He should have left well enough alone. He was stupid at that time. He should have did it, but they literally threw the boy off a cliff, punked him, did all this other stuff, and all he did was stand up for himself. Because he wasn't a little punk himself. He like, hey, I'm gonna fight back. I just ain't got the skills. He had to get the skills. So that's my plan. I'm just saying, I appreciate this weird thing because it got me one of my favorite trashiest weird shows that I love.
It's
It have no
perfect
business being
cheese,
this.
man.
It has no business being this good, but I love it. I can see.
All right, Ninja,
Go
drop
ahead.
dimes on him. Let us know. Bring us the knowledge.
So preface this with we are here for part 1 of the finale. So we bring up all subjudgmental stuff.
I know.
That's
I'm
first
just-
part. Second, there's like we bring it up the past. We bring it up.
That's
You
what
gotta
this whole
let-
show is
you gotta
about.
let-
It's about the past.
But you have no, it's actually not. It's about building up the. It's about the progression of these characters and where do we
I
go from
know.
here. If it was about the past, it still would be Cobra Kai versus Miyagi. Though we have gone
I,
so far
I'm
beyond
just
that.
saying. I love
Hold,
that this
hold on,
exists.
down,
All right,
down.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm not. So
All right, my bad. My
that's
bad.
the first little tick. So I was like, we can't unpack the first Karate Kid right now in this segment. We can't
All
go
right,
all the way
where
back now.
she said stop
But
bringing up old stuff. All right.
All right. All right.
I
All
was like, yeah, it's like that's gonna be a lot. That's a whole expose in itself. But I have recently. I don't know why I thought I had told y'all this. Whatever. I had recently, like within like past 3 years, watched Karate Kid for the very first time, not knowing
Oh,
any of the
really?
things, whatever. And I maybe because I've been so exposed to anime and comic book storytelling and stuff like that, you get so used to the anti-hero. I was like, Johnny's not the big bad. So I'm like, I don't, yes, he did wrong. Like that clearly, like you could clearly see it on the film. Like I'm not here to uh say he wasn't wrong and he wasn't a big bully. He absolutely was that, which he does once. This is like a parallel from from the My Hero
It is. It's a
breakdown.
good
But
parallel.
it's very similar in the sense that he was like, man, I was messed up. We've been watching for years why Johnny had a twisted view of why he wanted
Okay.
acceptance, and Kreese was in his ear, pretty much adamantly was like, yeah, you need to put this dude
He was like,
down, or you need
sweep
to
the
do
leg.
whatever. And yeah, so it's like you can't like it gets to a certain point where it's like
I,
yes, all that stuff happened, but like, but I
can I,
can't. You can't say a bully loving idiot because
I'm
I mean,
saying, can I say
there's
this?
so much. Even watching it in the, if you rewatch the movie, there's certain times where Johnny's like, "Man, I don't know, Sensei." Like,
You
he's
are
got
right.
those moments.
Johnny had
So
some good sportsmanship. In
that's what I was
fact,
like. Not, yeah, I
I
was like, not too much on Johnny,
he
man. Not too
even
much.
look. I love Johnny. I'm just saying. Actually, if you want to be honest, if I'll say this as of right now with this series, I love that this series exists because it it's perfect. It's just a shout out to the writers when Johnny said, "Hey man, Larusso, you earned it," and he gave him the trophy, and Miyagi saved him from getting. Sometimes I think they kind of well actually they added the scene in part two. So part two, it's like this movie been doing its own weird wormhole, but they added the scene where Kreese attacked Johnny in the parking lot, and
Well, they
Miyagi
went.
had to save him.
Exactly.
They found. I ain't gonna front. The writers found great parts of the
Yes,
original
To
trilogy where they
expand.
could
Agreed.
slide in small
Agreed.
moments, and I ain't gonna front. I love it. Now, I'll say this: in if you're a kid watching this, and any kid that's either had to fight bullies or fight against bully or be bullied, you know what I'm saying? If you look at Daniel's perspective from movie one, two, and well, technically movie one and three, because two they went to Okinawa, but those two movies, the two people in the world that you do not want to see for the rest of your life is Johnny and Kreese.
no,
If
you
there are two
don't.
people that you don't want to ever see again
I
for the
will. I
rest of your
will say on the note of Daniel, one thing that I liked, and I think it was like the coolest thing to do a sequel from someone else's perspective. Because if we were still stuck in Daniel's
yeah,
perspective, I think it wouldn't be nearly as good. Even if you had the same characters and everything, because you see that Daniel has his own character flaws, which happens growing up. Like
yeah,
um he's got main character syndrome. It is like you're not quite the main character. Like and that's like when you win all the time. You won all the times when you had the perfect sensei. And it's not that he had the best life. That's not we know his
Yeah,
life. But I'm saying like we had saw him catch so many W's at the end of the day, and that his path was always the right path. It has now become a character flaw in the sense that no other path ever seems right to him. He's like, no, that is actually wrong, and not like, oh, I disagree. He's like, that's not it. So what we're gonna do is this. Like he's got that syndrome about him now, and the show calls him out on it several times, all the
which
yeah.
is
time, and he
great.
still hasn't quite gotten. I think that's great. Instead of being like, because it's almost like how we're finding out, like how he's finding about going back to the actual finale, how he's finding out about Miyagi.
He
He's
was a
like, we're finding
thug.
out about Daniel. Like this is not, yeah. Everybody's just not as awesome, and it's like I'm sure there's gonna be an end game where Miyagi's still the best because is rest in peace.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, it's like people can't be 100% perfect all the time, and that's a hard lesson that Daniel's been having to learn all season. He's finally getting some more of that depth where he might stick this time because he'll learn a little bit. He'll be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. And then as soon as a new challenge approaches, he's like, no, this has got to be the way. So there's little moments where I'm glad that they spun it, and instead of saying, "Oh, this is a continuation of um Miyagi-Do and all that, let's actually do it from a different angle." I think it was
My
very
question
smart.
is, was Miyagi wearing slim gold chains like Chozen in part two when he was
Man,
when he ran away from Okinawa and killed that man or something, or he
nah,
stole
look,
his
No,
stuff?
he actually was fleeing America. That was the big
Oh,
plot twist.
yeah,
Yeah.
the big thing is like, oh snap, hold up. He had been here and he bound, and
Mhm.
this the thing that I believe is extremely strong is this show, especially watching this now, since we've grown up with this property, is being like, oh, dad is human. Oh, because
yeah.
Miyagi Do is kind of like, it's like, oh, or kind of like, oh, dad is cool.
Mhm.
Dad was cool. Like in X-Men 97, when Cable's like, you have a Porsche, and Cyclops just smiles at him. It's like, oh, hold up, dad was cool. Like dad didn't just cut grass all his life and like, like fix the door handles in the house. Like dad had a life. Oh, really?
Sometimes though,
Like,
can I
it's
just quick aside with the X Men '97 thing? Y'all might think I'm warped. I sometimes feel like when I listen to Cable say that, I feel like, excuse me for saying this, I feel like Cable's like, you douche. Like, of course you would drop it. That's how I felt. But he just
oh,
smiles. He's like, because
see.
it works.
To me,
Either
it
way.
came off like, oh, like hold up, you have a Porsche. Like I expected
Like,
you to
of
have like
course
a
you would have
Yeah,
a
I
no,
expected you
I
to
thought
have
he was.
like a Ford Taurus, like something that's like dependable and not
I,
flashy.
I thought he was kind of dogging on him too, because
Oh,
especially
okay,
like in the
okay.
future
Yeah,
and
because he
stuff. I
like,
don't know if
God,
that
like,
a Porsche
like,
even has that much weight like that.
it's like, a Porsche, really? Like, of course you would. Like, Dad.
Because
That's what
also
it
you have to
comes.
look at the parallel of like Cable's life is not great. And so
No,
he's like, of
at
course
all.
you got a nice Porsche and you look, you living and chilling, and I
Cable,
was over here scrounging and hustling. So I think there was some
Cable,
like
like,
potential
I
layers.
wouldn't dare touch a Porsche. Give me a F-150.
But I don't even think it. I don't even think it like that. I could think it like that, but I'm thinking in my mind, it's like, of course you have something nice,
Okay,
because
all
it's
right.
not
So
like
that's
I
okay.
have
So
something
See?
okay.
nice.
So, okay, so it just wasn't me, because it's just the inflection. He's like, you got a Porsche.
Oh, okay.
See,
See,
look, we took it three.
I took it
We
like
took
he
it
was
three different
surprised
ways.
the plain leader had something cool. So okay, all right.
I
So
mean,
with
he's
this,
still a
it
rich boy
shows
wasp. So, I mean, of course, a Porsche. He a
Which to
leader.
bring it back,
I'm sorry.
it
Shout out.
shout out to Anthony. I guess a little shout out to Anthony because he decided to finally start studying karate. Um, Little myth that they wanted to try to add like he could have been in the top 12. I was like, nah, this kid started punching bags yesterday. Nothing, that's not. But at
now
least
You
he
know,
finally, at
hold
least
on
he
real
joined the
quick.
team.
I'm gonna give Anthony and people like Anthony a little bit of props for this possible reason. Say you and Ninja and I start, I don't know, judo today, or I start judo today, or sorry, I started judo 3 years ago, and Ninja starts judo today. All right, but I was in the gym once a week. But Ninja comes in and she ends up loving it, right? And she's in the gym 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. In a year, she'll be making me look bad, and I'll be like, "Hold up, I've been here 4 years. How have you been?" So maybe like Anthony's there all the time, so he's like really soaking
If
up
he,
the
I hear
karate-ness
you.
of it.
can
You know what I'm saying?
can I
I
Maybe.
hear
just
you. If
can
that was the case, I feel like they would have said it. They would have been
can
like,
I
man, you've been
say
out. They
this?
would have put in one sentence, like, man, you've been out here hustling. It was just like a head nod, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh,
There's
he should
like,
be a
all right,
top
Anthony,
contender.
come on.
Since we're jumping around a bit, can I just say this? A character, just I guess a character analysis. I
All right,
hate Anthony somewhat, and this is why. And I'm gonna say this real
all right.
quick.
Why
I
is it?
could
Because he
deal with
karate royalty?
I could deal with Daniel because we grew up with Daniel. Daniel didn't have nothing, this and that. I hate this spoiled rich boy who looked down. I don't like the way he was treating Kenny because Kenny whooped his butt. And, now Kenny went a little crazy, but sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
go a little crazy to get get your point across.
Kenny,
And he,
on shouts to Kenny's Sith art though. I liked it.
I mean, it just was like, and I know everybody who get that Cobra Kai juice become, a world champion murderer, when they do the heel turn. But at the same time, if I just wanted Kenny to reel it in, but I still wanted him to break LaRusso's face,
I,
I have to control what I'm
I
saying.
am.
Cause
I am so bummed, and I'm sure they're gonna bring it back for part two. I am so bummed at where Kenny currently stands in the lore.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't appreciate them bringing him back in, which was cool. I like that his brother was kind of like helped convince him. He's like, nah, man, I think
Shout out to
it
his
shows.
brother.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he could have been,
What,
he could have
Sean?
continued to be, yeah. So I was like, okay, he's back in the fold, and then um not only they did him dirty, quite
Yeah.
physically and literally. From an unexpected source. Was expecting my girl to do him like that.
Devon.
What's her
Devon.
name?
Devon.
Devin.
Devin.
Oh man.
But the big cliffhanger there is that not only does he leaves thinking that it's LaRusso back to his old antics. So I'm
Well,
like, they can't. He actually says the last time we see him before he vanishes for the rest of the season is that when he finds the stuff, he was like, "Oh, that was LaRusso. He's the one who gave me the bottle," and we don't have any resolution after that for now. And
Nah.
besides, we see Devin look at the bottle. And she's like, "Yeah, I did it," but she doesn't confess or nothing.
Part two is gonna be some
speaking of
problems.
which, can
Cause
we?
he going like it's weird because Anthony's happy about it. Anthony thinks it's hilarious, but also Anthony didn't do it. And I've been in that situation. I've been in a situation where someone I knew did something towards someone that I did not like. I thought it was funny. I laughed. That person saw me laugh, thought I did it. I said I didn't do it. They said you need to tell me who did. I said I ain't no snitch, and then fight ensues. So I've been in that situation. So I feel like Devin's messed up for doing that, man.
Devon is.
Devin definitely, she
Can I
definitely threw
give
some
me a
gas
quick?
on
Can I
that
do a
flame.
quick analysis of
Matter of
Devon?
fact, the
Quick.
flame was dead. The
Can,
flame was dead. Devin went
she's
back to it, put
Devon.
more firewood over there, and restarted the thing.
Devon ticked me off so bad. And I do like the character, but I mean I don't like her anymore.
I think the writers messed with her too much
Hmm.
This is
this
what
season.
I hate. The whole scene of that whole Devon build up. And because I figured I was looking, me and my wife was watching, I said, I got a feeling she did it. I said, I don't think I said the obvious thing would be LaRusso, but LaRusso got his brains kicked, Anthony got his brains kicked in last season. And Kenny is kind of lost.
But they
It'll
have
be
been
too
messing with
obvious.
this dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's weird.
It
It's kind of like the switch of like Anthony was Kenny's Johnny
but
to a
yeah,
certain degree.
he was. And I mean, because he had all the advantages, and then they switched it. I didn't even like that they switched it so much, and they was trying to do that. And I love that Anthony failed because he needed to be taught a lesson, and that's why I felt like Daniel was being when he realized, like, hey, you know what, I gotta be a dad on this. I could turn off karate mode. Like, I'm proud of you trying, son, but you don't always get your way. You ain't me out here. I'm sorry, you ain't the main character, buddy.
You ain't,
But
you ain't the main character.
you ain't me.
And even
But
though you are the main character, son, you ain't Boruto out here. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, you ain't
You-
Boruto, you ain't Naruto, you ain't me.
But
I'm sorry.
my thing with Devin is that once, like, I really, when she first came out, repping Eagle Fake and all that, and like when they recruited, they're like, we got the gymnast. I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, this is cool. Like, it felt like, like,
yeah,
okay,
like this
she's
is
gonna
someone
have her own
fresh, and
thing,
they're not tainted by any
and we're
Cobra
not
Kai stuff.
stuck. Yeah, we're not stuck with Sam Tory again, which I'm glad that they
Man,
finally
look,
resolved that.
man.
Finally.
Have they?
We gonna talk about Tory next, but yeah, go on.
Um, um.
I
So
still got
that's
something to say
that,
about
right?
Devin. After you
Well,
finish.
like they specifically show her being like, I'm out here hustling and grinding.
Yeah, I
I'm
just want to be
missing my
seen.
shot for Barnes to see me because I want to get it on my own merit. And then turns around and doesn't get it on her own merit.
Yeah,
Was like, we didn't see any wheels turn to make her be like, oh, now I need to go cheat. She just did it. Like, even though the last time before we saw that she had cheated, she was like, I want to prove myself. And right now, you're not making
I
it possible. She
want
was
to
giving a
slightly
speech to.
disagree of why she did it.
all
Of
right.
the wheels turning. Because she came out such like a petulant little punk through that whole scene. And this is like, if you on a team, shut up, play your part. The man told you,
He what?
just let me finish. Barnes was being honest. He's like, look, back up off me. I'm gonna do it my
Yeah, because
way.
Johnny
I
was
got
all
my
up in
way
his
to
face,
the
like, do you
like,
did you see
bruh, like
this?
back
I
up.
know, but I'm talking about Devin, not Johnny.
I'm saying Johnny didn't help. If I'm Barnes, I'm
Right.
pissed. if I'm look, real talk, look, y'all, in that situation, when somebody say give you the rules, capture the flag, and you're based on performance. You over here
But
clock
who are you
watching.
calling the little punk?
I'm calling Devon a little punk because she
I
clock
don't
what.
agree with
Let, let,
that
let, let,
at
let,
all.
let me finish. This is why. Let me explain. I'm just saying in sports, if you trying to be, you think you the hot stuff, this and that, and the man told you, either you win the game or you're based on performance. When you're over there looking and yelling at the ref, this and that, I'm
That's
docking
not
you
what
points.
happened,
She was
Coop.
doing it. She was
That's
literally
not what
look.
happened,
She
Coop.
kept looking. She kept the
But she
dude.
was styling. No, she was styling on several people at one time. And the
But your
reason
performance
Barnes,
was sucked. You got
no,
to finish through
no,
the
she
plate.
was actually styling on them. Barnes missed it because Johnny was in his face.
Well Johnny
So she's not
and
acting like a
Devin.
little punk. Like she was actually, you as the viewer
I'm
see her
sorry.
like taking
She
it
was
off of two,
styling,
three.
but she yes we see as a viewer, but you got to keep going. She kept
Yeah,
stopping.
she did.
She
Every
kept
time she
I'm
did
not
clock
something
taking
watching.
that
nice,
away,
she
but
would
you
look
saying
and
that
see,
she's
did
acting
you
like
I'm
a
see that?
little
saying
punk is that's
that's to
extreme.
me
That's
being a little
extreme.
bit of a punk to me because I'm saying if
You're
we
allowed to
I'm
be
saying
frustrated because we see it in the show all the time.
well I'm
All the
just
time,
saying
people have their little frustrated
you can
moments
be
where they.
frustrated, but the challenge is going on right there. That's like when people watching in the NBA when they get mad at people flop.
This is
Now,
also a
yes,
child, Poop. This is a
but you
child.
in sports, she's like 16,
She's a child
17.
in sports,
You
but
got to play through the thing. You got to. This I'm
it's
saying.
not that she
I
stopped.
will
She
say,
never
like
did
it.
actually stop playing.
Okay,
She
maybe
played
my.
the entire time.
I
No,
disagree.
she
She look
But
at
did.
it. She stopped and
she
looked at
did
us,
look around with
and
frustration, but I'm not gonna
yo,
say, "Oh, she's being a little
I'm
punk." When we see
saying,
people,
well,
we
excuse
have
me,
we
that's a
have
little
moments in this.
harsh,
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
have moments in
saying,
this whole show where someone will turn around and have a whole
I'm
exposition
just saying,
about why they stubbed their big
is
toe, and then they get back in the
but
game. So
what
I'm
do
like,
people
I
say
think
in
that's
sports?
unfair.
If you quit on the play and I see you and I'm the ref or you want to do this, I am going to tee you up. If I have the power, like look, you getting your head out of the game.
I don't know if Bars even
No,
saw her pause.
I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep.
I
I'm gonna keep it real. There's been times when I was playing, and all right, we were playing against Hopewell. Yeah, Hopewell, y'all was cheating. All
oh
right, so we was playing
hey
against we was playing against Hopewell, and every time this dude tried, when we would go on a fast break, what he would do is he would be slick and pull my jersey real quick to like mess me up and make me trip and stuff like that. And he would throw
dang
these little elbows and things, and I would be like, "Ref!" I would turn around and be like, "Yo, ref!" The ref stopped the game for a second and was like, "I'm watching the game. I know what's going on. I see everything. You play, I'll ref." Now, whether he saw everything or not, he did lay the thing down where I can't ref for him. I can't ref. My job is to go and try to play and try to put the basketball into the hoop.
thank
His
you.
job is to, but I ain't going front. I did after a couple times. I did become sort of like a whiny baby about it because I was like, ref, like I did that for like
And
almost a
I ain't
whole quarter.
saying
But
you wrong.
the dude
I
was
ain't
killing
saying
me. The dude was
Devin
putting his
wrong.
elbow in my chest like every time I turn around.
But if I'm looking from Barnes' perspective, I got karate, parent Johnny in my ear in that
Karate
mode, or
parent.
coach, excuse me, karate coach in my ear. I'm trying to evaluate everybody. Therefore, if she don't get back there into that game, that's on her. I'm going to
But I'm
make
saying he
notes.
didn't. We don't know that he even saw that part, so we can't assume that he
He
knows
saw.
that she was taken out. Like there,
I'm just gonna make an
you.
assumption because
He
No,
he
got
was
here's the
eyes
looking
thing.
at.
everywhere.
Cobra Kai is a lowbrow show. Everything you see
I
is
know,
they're
but
pretty quick. So I don't. I'm like,
Who
I'm
if
who said
saying
it
Cobra
would have
Kai
been
is
half a second for
lowbrow?
him to glance and
it's
put a
low.
negative
It's
mark.
low. It's low brow. But I'm saying she got to play through that.
So I don't think we get to assume too much in this type of show because all they had to do if they wanted us to know watching it that Barnes was hip and was like not digging her reaction would have been a glance
I'm
down at the
just
book and a
saying
negative mark or a shake to
I'm
the
not
head.
cutting Devin no
So
slack because she
I'm
also
not
messed over Kitty.
I'm
And she
not
messed over
I
Kitty.
think the writing on Devin is weird because
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
think
I'm
I'll
it
say
is
thinking
that.
I'm
weird, but
thinking
not for the
she
reasons
got
Coop
over
does.
all I'm thinking she got over all of the kind of like the anger and stuff, especially with the sleepover. We'll get to that later.
But
But
they're
I'm
still
thinking Devin is
kids.
kind of
That's
cool. And then
Same.
she kind of like she kind of gets an attitude with Johnny and everything, and like no one's watching me, and I'm like, it's like that doesn't seem. She's. It seems like she's above that now. But then when she did the laxative thing to Kenny, I was like, dang,
Hey
Devin, like
man,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
did
Is
not
that
kids
expect that,
shaky
even
girl.
out here, man. These kids, they they
that's what
they
I'm
they,
saying. Is
they
that
turn
even
more than a
if
wrestler.
is that even
Yo,
if something, like we see her, we were viewing her as a negative in that moment, it still seemed like too much of a jump to be like, well, I'm going to just straight up poison his like protein shake. Like that was wild to me. I felt like that was too much of a leap from
yeah,
where
because
we were,
that's like,
especially in
baby
the
girl. I
final
know it's
season.
laxative, but that's a crime. Like,
And
that's a
also,
crime.
like, we got the whole Tory thing that ends up happening anyway. So it kind of her negative thing is getting overshadowed by like a whole bigger thing because we didn't even see the whole lineup that came out with Tory and them. So I'm like, are they gonna try
Yeah,
to
they got
pull
some
in
more
Kenny?
people.
Are they gonna try to get in his ear? Like, what else is gonna happen? So like, where are we gonna get this comeuppance? It is interesting also to see it be a girl versus a guy type of deal because when you do the tournaments it's usually the same gender. So I'm like, how are y'all even going to resolve that in the sense that you took his spot but you're going to be
Yeah,
competing unless this is a unisex tournament. I mean, we don't know the rules of the tournament yet, but I'm like, unless it's a unisex tournament, that seemed kind of weird. I would have just took 3 dudes and 3 girls, like.
yeah, because I'm gonna keep it real. I think it should be two. I mean, three guys, three girls on each team because you get. I know. Look, y'all gonna be like, nerd soul, you old school. I just think it's a bad idea, especially in combat sports. It's just
That's
I don't think
also,
it's a good idea, y'all.
I mean, that's
Look, I
also
know y'all
not how
gonna
they
call me
normally
old. Y'all
do
gonna
it.
say I ain't hip with the times, but I think it's a bad idea, especially in combat sports. You know
I
what
don't
I
know if they're
mean?
going to say you're not hip with the times. It's just that the whole premise of the whole entire show has been when you go to All Valley, when you go to your tournaments, that's how it is anyway. Unless they, I'm like, I don't
They
understand why
like this the
the
Kumite.
Seki like, and once again, these little small things, it would have took half a second and be like, okay, we're going to take the best 12 with us because the tournament's not going to be gendered. And then I've been like, all right, then they just gonna take the best, not the best 12, the best six. I'm like, then but they, at least to
All
my
right, quick
recollection,
question.
they never say that.
Yeah, I was about to say, did they have to just take six, or they just say we're gonna take six?
They,
They said
I think
six.
it's just the
In the
funding.
in
They're
the
only gonna
video they said
pay
they had to
for it
have
or
six.
something. Yeah, I
The
think it's like the payment or something like
Okay, see
that.
now this is where I have a problem with Daniel. Daniel, holla at me for a second. You rich partner. Take two of the big dudes. Take a couple of ladies, like Ninja say, and get a well-rounded team. Like you can fund that. Kreese get
Well, I
around.
think you still have.
How the
I
hell
think,
Kreese get around so much with no money?
yeah. How
Yo,
is this an
man,
international
he's like, I
villain able to
have
travel across country lines?
this dude done went out the country, came back in the
Kreese
country,
is a
no
ghost at this
problem.
point.
Homie does he have a private jet? Like where's this
Bruh,
man?
he just pop up walking in the woods like, ha
All right, so
Guess
yeah,
what?
let's
I'm
talk
in
about.
Korea.
I want to
Guess
talk
what?
about
I'm
the
in
Sekai Taikai
Spain.
real quick. So, and I'm probably sorry, Sekai Taikai. I
the
apologize, but y'all
the
y'all know what I'm
Serite.
talking about. I'm talking about the Kumite of the Cobra Kai. That's what I'm talking about. So, all right, okay. Here's my question to the vagueness of the instruction. Why not let them know anything at all? Because then, or maybe that's to try to make them, you just got to pick whoever you pick and whatever we do. Because they didn't say that the competition would be straight up fighting. Like, we don't know if this is going to be some fighting, some forms. It might be like mostly weapons, demonstrations, and a little bit of
It
fighting. Like,
should
we
be
don't know
some
what they going
kata
to do.
because they usually mention kata briefly every so often, every season. So I would think there'd be some kata.
Because when they went to
Um,
pick people, I was like, whoa, whoa, let's not just pick our best fighters because we don't know really what they want. Like, we
Yeah,
need to
that,
get like one of each. Like, who's
let's keep it
our best
real.
kata people? Who's our best fighter
Let's keep it
people?
real. They treat this like a shoulder. They're like, look, we know what y'all want.
We know what
We we
we
but
ain't
know
worried
I
we know
about.
actually
what you want.
appreciate that Dimitri is like known for having really good kata because I
Yeah,
mean I did used to take karate and stuff and kata I was more of a fighter, believe me, surprise,
That's right.
but
See, look,
kata
because
but
look,
kata
because
was
it's ninja. Y'all know the deal.
Ninja of the
but it's
year.
more so the fact that like since they still like my sister still like made me do it the kata part, so it's like it's like it just shows you have really good form. So when like Dimitri was able to translate that into paws, having hands. That was like a cool moment because he was always kind of the nerdy guy who
Yep.
studied the stuff. So it's like, okay, like, so like little stuff like that makes me appreciate everyone's strong suits. But yeah, instead of them just kind of going through this little like tuning exam situation, they y'all know who your top six is. You
Yeah,
It's
do.
like,
it's
look,
like
You
I'd be like,
do.
I'd be like, yo, I'm about to select these joints now and just
I
wait.
And y'all
love
acting like Hulk is not one of them. Is like y'all
Thank
nerf
you.
Hulk. They nerf Hulk.
Thank
They
you.
nerf my boy.
I
All
just
right,
love
now,
how all the scrubs in the background ain't got no lines except for like Bert when he coming out the bathroom for blowing it up. I
that's
was like, ah,
cold.
Bert seed. All right, cool.
All
All the
right.
black dudes just be in the background just saying that, just shaking their head.
Kenny get his shine. He like that's enough black representation. That's all you're gonna get. It's like he did have his brother in there, but that look, there was like your brother, that's look, you gonna get two scenes. All right, this is a white show. No, I'm just but
Speaking of minor, like tertiary characters, shout out to both Stingray and now former name, now known as Muscles, get their little small little comeuppance to show that they are
yo, shouts out
accomplishes.
to the extras, Stingray and
Yep.
Muscles, man. Look,
You
yo,
gotta have a steering scene every
Stingray was
time.
like, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here kicking the truth. All right, to the young youth. It's a very specific youth, but it's a, he had to with the and even Johnny was like, yo, man, look, let it die. He was like, you
One
know what? I realized I need to let it die.
one
I,
question though. What parents trust Stingray with their kids?
yeah, who did he talk to?
Yeah, that's
Like,
a little bizarre. Yeah.
And it was
that's a good amount of kids for
that was
all of
the
their parents to be
first
like, all
thing I
right,
said. I looked at my wife, I said, who in the hell meets Stingray? Or if they, I don't know if
yo,
these parents are like the regular CW parents, they just don't exist.
yo. I
I
mean,
guess that's in Cali, but
look
But
at
I will.
Kenny's parents.
Oh
Dad
yeah.
deployed, mama is like some kind of business person that's like never home.
these
So
people don't care
I'm
about
like, well,
Kenny at all.
who's paying the bills? Do they just
They
direct
just pay it.
deposit the bills from wherever they at? Like, are you just in the home by yourself all the
I'm
time?
They
telling
show,
you, if they wanted to make Cobra Kai an anime, they easily could. It has all the things. It has
Yeah,
right?
all
it
the.
is straight
It
anime.
watches and feels like an anime
It
when you
is an
watch it.
anime because you see his
It's very
mom.
much an anime.
We met Kenny's mom one time.
She was on Zoom, bruh. She, I
It's
think
like
it was like his dad was on Zoom, and I think his mama was like at home one day, like, all right, I'm
she
out.
came, like, oh yeah, I'm about to make some. Are you okay, Kenny?
We ain't gonna have no black
Okay.
families in this show. We out.
I mean,
And your brother in
the
jail.
parents, we don't need them anyway because they ain't all that great. Because even Daniels, I can't think of his wife's name, but Mrs. Larusso, she needed a little bit of a character redemption too because she was wilding out in earlier seasons, showing up, getting Tory fired and whatnot. I was like, what
Yo,
is
all right, now hold
I
up.
this lady
You know
mean,
doing?
what? You know what? Since you brought up her name, since you brought up the Wicked Witch's name.
Hey, not too much on Tory.
All
I
right,
Love
like
look, I'm gonna
Larusso. I
talk.
like that.
Look, let's talk Tory.
Okay,
Tory Nichols done got on my last nerve
really?
for the last time. Man, look, we've reviewed this show before. You know I don't like. Man, I was like, look, the writers be doing the most work. I'm like, she got a sick mama too. Like, come on, bruh.
So tired of being on the wrong side
Look,
of this podcast.
yo,
So
I
tired.
here's why. Because I thought we had passed all that stupidness with Tori. I'm like, word, Tori's grown. Her and Sam are cool. Great. We smooth sailing. All we gotta do is Miyagi Do. All right, that's all we gotta do.
Nah,
Then
bruh.
all of a sudden,
Nah.
then
But
her mama died, and I was like, oh snap, man, that's cold. Her mama
You
died.
already
You know
know
what
what's
I'm
gonna
saying?
happen.
But here's
She
the
need
thing, though.
love
The
and
stupid.
compassion. And then when they try to give it to her, she like, nah, I'm gonna go to Kreese because
No,
that's the
that's
best
not
place for
what
me to be.
happened, man. That's
That,
not
that
how
is
it
definitely
You
what.
happened.
gotta
It's
want
not.
it happening so
It's
fast.
not. It's
It was like she was like, I was good. Nah, I'm evil.
that's not what happened.
Have you
No.
popped up overseas? What? My
First,
champion. I'm sorry.
well, you
When
know,
homie
Chris.
Chris was like, we need one more
So,
piece. I was like, boy, if you don't stop,
we know this show works in parallels, right? Daniel parallel
yes,
to Johnny, Johnny Kreese, so on and so forth. Another parallel is always student to sensei, and Kreese very much would help her. Would be the only one to help her when she was down and out. Like she ain't straight up ain't had no way to where to live And Kreese is
True.
like, here's some money, got you, whatever. Yes, she knows he's an evil dude. Absolutely. But she's always vulnerable when she's at her lowest. And
But
once
she
again,
had
Well,
three people
I'm
around
not
her that were willing
done.
to love
I'm
her.
not done.
can I
I'm
say
not
this?
done. I'm not
All right, my
done.
bad, my
Can,
bad. Go ahead, go
okay.
ahead. Drop
'Cause
knowledge, drop knowledge.
No,
I see where
no,
Ninja going. I see where Ninja going.
no. So it's like, so yes, it's good. Ultimately, it's wrong. She went back to Kreese. Yeah, that's, I'm not going to justify that. But when her mom did die, her saving grace in that moment wasn't to run to Kreese immediately or to shut everyone out completely. And once is when they said, "Hey, can you call someone?" She said, "No, I ain't got no one." You see her slipping back. She's already triggered. That's a normal human reaction to someone who has lost like a loved one, especially one son that they feel like is their only loved one. So she already feels alone. But she's like, you know what? I need to go grind out. I still need to do this match because I want them to know that I'm serious and I want to do it. And it's not like we see her messing up or anything. Yes, she's clearly locked in, but she needed it. She wasn't about to go hurt someone for real or do anything like
Oh
that. She was locked in, which is what Johnny said. That's why Johnny got upset and said she needed to work through this pain because he has also lost his mother. And if you watch the scene, the only person who actually reaches out to her, even Robbie doesn't run out of her. Devin actually reaches out to her. These people who align themselves with Cobra Kai mentality sometimes they have something in their minds that they need to work through versus Miyagi Do
in
is already assuming that you are centering and balance. That doesn't work for everyone all the time. Sometimes you have to fight through it. You have
I
to strike hard, strike first.
can I
So
Yeah,
just say
but the
this?
situation she's
so
in,
I can't.
she's gonna end up hurting Sam. It's like, yeah, you working
Absolutely.
through
He
your
was
stuff,
not
but
going to
you're
hurt
not you're
Sam. I
not you're not
honestly don't
She's
think
practicing no
he
more.
was.
She was actually
she
kind of like
knows she
hitting
cheap
her.
shot. She cheap shotted
No,
her.
she actually reserved herself back. She wasn't going to hit
She
her,
wasn't
but she
going
wasn't going to
to.
strike her while she was down.
I
She was not going
disagree.
to hurt her.
I disagree. I disagree that she did a couple of cheap shots. I would say mentally, for her and Sam's sake. Now, can I'm gonna say this. I actually kind of agree with your point. I do hate Sam, so I kind of wouldn't care if Nichols beat her up. But at the same time, I would like to see her not turn like that. But at the same time, I get why somebody's vulnerable who has nothing now will go back to the only person who's offering her that release to feel like somebody. And the world has kicked her down. She is still,
So many
you know,
times.
she's still a teenager. I know, ha ha ha. It's getting harder to.
I'm like this
I
this
know.
woman about 30 years old with two
She's
kids.
like 26, 27 in real life. But still, she's a teenager, air quotations. So, and then she came from a rough background and things were going good, going good. She got she got the boyfriend. She got one of the one of the cute lead boys of the show and all this. But it's like Robbie is, even though Robbie's, Johnny's son, Johnny is still doing better. He's about to have a brother. And then Robbie finally got his over his heel over Miguel and get to be the captain, so he get to be out in front and he got his goal. So he's kind of getting his happy end. The only person who keeps getting dumped
Mm-hmm.
on is Tory. So it's like if I'm Tory, and I see, she can see she can feel it. Like, dang, I really don't fit with you people. Now I do think.
Yeah, she feels like she's not worthy. She thinks she's meant to be the villain. Like if you
No,
think about it in anime comic terms, it's like it is a huge flaw. Like I'm not
yeah,
gonna say, oh, she should have went to Kreese. That's not what I'm
that's
saying. I'm just saying I get why this is one of her trajectories. Do
yeah.
I agree with the
I
writing? Maybe they shouldn't have did it, but I also get why they chose to do it.
I
That's what
feel
I'm
like
saying. So I
if
can't
the
fault her.
writers, if they had another part, I guess for convenience, it just makes for good TV to be like, haha, Sam, you got your foil back, just for no damn reason. I would like to see Mrs. LaRusso have like just put her arms around Tori, like, nah, I'm not letting you go. Remember, we had that speech about I'm from the poor area too. Yeah, I ain't gonna say the hood, but she wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
She's like,
Remember they had that,
I was also from the wrong side of the tracks.
she talked about how she smashed that dude car up or something with a bat. It's like, go out to her, be somewhat of a mom. I know they ain't your daughter, but
Yeah, but
even when she said I would have
it's
beat your
mama
daughter,
time.
yeah, you got to be a mom. Be like, yeah, you might would
Absolutely.
smash my daughter, but you ain't gonna do it under this influence. Let's talk. Calm down. I know you ain't gonna put your hands on me, so you gonna calm down. I'm
No
gonna
one's really
like,
truly putting their hand out to her until it's too late.
yeah,
Because when we see the little happy montages of everyone having family dinners and stuff like that, Tori is literally was still going home to her not great house or like paying bills or work. Like she still had to go do those other things. Like you said, she has not had her
It's like
resolution besides like, yeah, she got a boyfriend. She even said it earlier in the season. She's like, well, y'all going to college and stuff. I guess I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Like she doesn't, we don't have a path for her at all right now.
now
And so I'm like, yeah,
Robbie's
that sense
going to
of
college,
loneliness, yeah, like
but
that
Robbie
might.
has a dad who can, if he wins, can become a top dojo and he can go work at the dojo or whatever he can
And
do.
he still goes home to a full house with an
Yeah,
abuelita and all these beautiful things
a
and stuff, and a
brother
warm, yeah, a
coming.
hot cooked meal. You
His
know,
enemy is now
So
like his low key brother. You know, they
now
both got a brother
I
yeah.
together.
see that. I see that thing, but it's a two-way street, man. These people have reached out to her over seasons, and open your mouth, talk to us. Like, hey man, I'm not feeling good. You know, my mama's going through it, or hey, my mama just got out of the
That
hospital.
might,
She can
that
open her
might,
mouth
that
too.
might, but
Every
Open
time
her
she
mouth to
does, they
Kreese.
that
don't.
might. I'm gonna throw this up in there.
Mm-mm.
TV time, man. It
Uh,
hasn't been too long. Yes, they age like bananas, but
Yo,
she
all
ain't
these
really
It
had.
hasn't been that long
Tori
of
a
a
I
grown
feel
woman.
time.
like
Samantha looked like a grown woman. The only thing is
Samantha
Samantha
is.
is short, so that helps her. But I'm like, these kids is grown.
I can't say
Yo, this
grown
Listen,
is
all
the
but
right.
they're
right
Tell
not.
thing.
Yo, I was like, y'all
tell
are
me y'all
addressing
didn't
this
see
like
that
they're
black
20 something
dude.
years old. They're not.
I mean, I'm saying, in the show, they're just now turning like 17, 18. So Tori's been in there maybe about a year and a half in their
Word,
lives.
because
So
it's 6 seasons. It's probably been like 2 weeks in real. No,
it's been
like
like a year and a half of time.
speaking of
So
old people, I there's a black dude on the show, right? He got cornrows straight to the back, right?
oh bruh.
I'm
Oh,
like, this dude about
yeah,
45.
Him and the dude with the
yeah.
glasses. They look like
He,
they play chess in the park together on the weekends.
they
I'm
didn't.
like,
They didn't
yo,
outgrow. I appreciate them still keeping them the job, but I'm like, y'all could have replaced them folks with anybody else. It would have not as much of effect to be over there
yeah,
looking like
I would have
you
been like, yo, man,
reaching retirement.
where's the 45-year-old with the cornrows? Man, look, but it like, I so I'm gonna leave Tori alone. I'm just hoping that she changed. I'm hoping she changed.
Oh,
I
she
want Tori to
absolutely
be. I
will.
was happy that she was good. I was happy that Devon was good. I was like, look, I want all our good people to be good.
I like
None of the
but
kids are true villains, so all the kids are gonna come out on top.
this
I
is
don't
what
think any of
I
the kids are
want.
gonna be bad for real.
I want
Word.
Tori to go through and break Devon's leg, and then for her and Sam to go. Devon got to get served up. If she don't open her mouth, she got to get Tori served. Tori gonna
Mm.
serve her, cause she's like,
Mm.
nah.
I
She
heard about
better
what you
say something.
did.
Tori don't care what she did. She just gonna serve her because she right there in her face.
Yeah, she gonna
Cause
be
Tori
like,
wanna hurt everybody. I mean, she got to get that frustration out. Like, but Devon, these those type of shows, you do bad, and then you do something cowardly.
It's gonna
Uh,
come to light.
it's gonna come back. It's gonna
It's
crush
gonna
her.
come to light. I think she's gonna have to experience something directly to know how badly it affected Devin. Because, like I said, it's not it's on purpose that we don't see him after he runs off. And they even
yeah.
mentioned they're like, have y'all seen? And here's the thing where I mean, not to go back too far into Tory, but one thing that I think the main cast is guilty of is that they'll acknowledge something's off, but then they don't do anything
Follow up.
active about it until it's happening. So they say, "Hey, have you seen Devin? No, I ain't seen him a couple of days. Like I ain't seen him a
Nah,
few
it's all good.
days."
All right, peace.
This is what I don't want. They better not have Kenny go to juvie, but I feel like since Sean is out, and Sean said, you got my eye, like you look like how I looked when I was going down juvie, then we're gonna have Kenny gonna be in jail. He
I
gonna
would be
give that
so mad.
heartwarming speech, and then his dad gonna get him out, and then that's gonna be the end of Kenny. Kenny may not be. I don't think Kenny's gonna come back to become
Dang, man.
But then
That
again,
would be disappointing. I'd be like, why even bring
or
him in?
or Daniel is gonna let him get his savior complex. Him and his idiot son are going to go see Kenny because I feel like Kenny's going to jail regardless. That's what I'm so angry about now that I'm saying it, because he just disappeared.
It
So
sounds about right,
Yeah.
actually. That's why I'm kind of agitated too. You might have called it. I wouldn't. I would have been surprised if we didn't talk, but now that you did say it, it doesn't sound. That sounds like that would make sense.
it's gonna be a combination of Sean, Daniel. It's definitely gonna be Daniel, I believe. But if not Daniel, it's gonna be, it's Daniel or Johnny, Sean
Which
and Robbie, I mean, it's gonna be some
Hmm.
Which we
combination
are
of
going to have. We're going to have flashbacks. We're going to have to because they jumped all the way to the tournament. I don't think we're going to spend the whole. There's no way we can spend that whole second part with the tournament. I don't see that happening.
yeah.
I don't think there's just enough characters for it. So I'm sure there's going to be some flashbacks or this is how we got here or whatever. So there might be
Maybe
Yeah,
some
because
surprises
they
that
was just
way.
like, all right, here we go,
a
Barcelona. What's
little.
up, y'all?
Maybe
I was
they'll
like, whoa.
rewind it and see how Tory got over there. Maybe they'll rewind it and see how the hell Kreese just be getting around, be fast
Yo,
traveling like a video game.
bruh.
Like it'd be like what?
All right, now, I guess I want to just real quick. I don't want to. I. All right, I'm going to preface this with I like Chosen. Okay, I'm gonna preface this with I like Chosen. All right, I do. I really like Chosen, but Chosen, it's time for you to get your own place.
I mean, you
Like
saying
Chosen,
Miyagi.
I like it, but you gotta go. I love you. All right, you my kung fu brother. All right,
All
but you
right.
need your own space
Can we just
because
keep
you
it?
walking up in the morning butt naked with a little silk like a little silk robe. Now you gotta go, man. It,
No,
it ain't
we're
nothing
all
but man up under that. No, man, you gotta
we're
go,
all
man.
black here. We're all
And
black here.
isn't that my wife's robe, bro?
I
You
was about
got
to say this. We're all black here, right? How long will we have put up with Chosen in my mansion?
look,
I've
man.
been
Look, I'm
nice
gonna
for
keep it
2 weeks.
real with
2
y'all.
weeks is max.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I look. I try to be nice with Chosen, but Chosen got to go. Especially when he was like, "I'm not going back to Japan." I was like, no, yes,
When
you is."
You
when
ain't
he
got to
started
go.
fixing his mouth to complain about the bed and stuff, it's like, well, there's a nice bed down at Super 8.
You know,
You in my
Go
there's
on
an
wife's
down there.
robe?
incredible bed.
You in my wife's silk robes, bruh?
You
Look,
can watch House Hunter over there, Chosen.
look, I'm gonna
Doing
keep it
too
real
much.
with you. I have seen too many. I've seen too many family members take advantage of my parents with the like, just till I get up on my feet,
Man,
or
bruh.
or just a month. I just need a month. Look, and a year and a half later, and
Let's
then
just,
don't know,
bruh.
don't want to clean up, want to use
I
up all this. Look, I've seen it. Look,
avoided
family will do it to you. So
that
Chosen, I
situation.
know I ain't gonna let you do it to me.
Rest in peace
Nah,
to my
bruh.
brother. My brother was going to do it to me. I said, I'm straight, man. Like, nah. Like, and
Look,
my dad told him, like, bruh, he don't want you a grown butt staying in his apartment. I don't care if, like, I was traveling. And my dad said it like, your brother is living on his own. He don't want you there. Like, I ain't trying, put my brother down. I love him greatly, but he was going through some things that led to some
man,
things and whatnot. But I'm just like, look, you ain't gonna stay in my house for free, then tell me what I'm gonna do in my house, in my apartment,
yo,
and you a bum. So let's just
bruh.
say I avoided a dire situation that could
Yes,
have
see,
been went
because
really bad.
I have had cousin after cousin, some my direct cousins, some my mother's cousins, but still, even some of my cousins that I thought were the coolest, come disrespect the house for months on end until mom finally got fed up. Then decided maybe a year later, well, I guess I'll take pity on this cousin. I'll be like, look,
Bro,
mama, look,
why
I
is
know
it
they family.
always a cousin
Be like,
or
mama,
a
look, I know
nephew
they
or a
family.
niece?
I'll be like, I know they family. I love them too, mama. But see, the answer's no. I know. Look, I know the good Lord, but look, the good Lord needs to uh, guide them to a Holiday Inn. All right,
People, it is always those family members. They bold in the first place.
yo,
I
they
feel
be
like my
bro,
family would have.
they
My
get in for
family would
like
be
a
like,
week or two. Bro,
my
bold ain't the word.
family I love my family, blah blah blah. But they'd be like, Dad, you can't even spend the night, much less stay here. Then abuse your power, abuse the time here. Them I just like, wait, where the hell were you before all this? You was somewhere. Now go back there.
And then can't wait once you finally get fed up and be like, all right, man, you really gotta go.
Then they want to
Next
fight
thing
you.
you know, they want to badmouth you to the whole family.
Go ahead.
And you be
I
like,
would
whoa, I know. Be like, all the free meals ain't paid a lick of rent. But man, if you don't
bad
look,
mouth wouldn't bother me. It
Chosen,
would
I
have been a
got love
fight.
for you, but Chosen, you got to know.
I've been like Johnny Lawrence in that thing. You get kicked to the head, partner.
Look,
Here
Chosen, you
was the
gotta
weird
go.
part about that with the whole Chosen and the freeloading. And I'm glad that they showed that, like, the LaRussos are like not keen about it was because they dropped a couple of hints with the apartment flooding and not being able to find a house right away. I was like, please do not move Johnny and them in this big
I
old
was so
mansion.
happy. I
This
was
big
happy
old
about
God,
that.
guest house. I was like, I don't want those shenanigans. I
we
don't
don't
want
need
them.
Full House. We don't
Speaking
need
of
that.
which,
No, I'm so glad that they didn't do it. I was like, they kept
there you
hitting
go,
it. I was like,
full
don't do it.
80s sitcom.
Mm.
But shout one thing about Johnny. Shout out to him in that house scene. I always look forward to my ignorant caveman Johnny moments. You gotta have them every season. Johnny like you and your stupid haircut. It's like I love when he went off on that dude.
Man,
Johnny
Caveman
don't be
Johnny.
knowing that. He like, yeah, you don't know how to buy a house, Johnny. How you don't know how to do none
Yo,
of this?
Chozen was teeing him up, man. I was like, Chozen was like, all right,
He
look, you know what I'm
failed,
saying? He's
bruh.
part of a family business or something.
Johnny be
Look, Johnny
failing
messed that up.
open book tests and people letting you cheat off his test, and he still get an L.
And he'll just rip up the paper and throw it in the teacher's face or something. Like, bruh, I love Johnny, and this is why I love Johnny, because they orchestrate this sleepover wherein which I laughed so hard because my man sent these text messages.
Mm-mm-mm.
I was like, it's funny because immediately Sam and Tory turned around like it was too funny, and he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm a text. It's like, bro, it's not gonna work.
Johnny's phrasing kills me when he says things like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have another kid." He's like, "Girls are easy." Oh, blah blah. Like, bro, do you hear yourself?
I love that Johnny is, you could tell he is so harmless at the end of the day when it comes to stuff like that. Like, it's just hilarious because, he's like,
is.
he's not even thinking or
Yeah,
even
because he's
contemplating.
completely aloof
He is a
in
gone.
that sense.
He's like, I got it.
It's almost wholesome in a sense because, like, that dude clearly don't know. He's just like, yeah, it's a sleepover. And they're like, you don't think it's weird that this grown man said it's a sleepover? He's like, nah, it's fine. Starts eating Cheetos or something. I'm like, oh my god, stuck in the 80s, like totally like
Yeah.
dwarfed brain. Johnny is
LaRusso-
so
It's
hilarious.
it's like, Johnny, girls are not easy to raise. I'll say that.
I mean,
Because what boys do to one another physically, girls do to one another mentally and emotionally. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it at school. I've seen it in families. I've seen it in my friends' families. Girls go for the jugular when it comes to that mental stuff. Man, they will nitpick
the girls
you
I grew up
into the
with
ground
fought
over
too,
you're too
dog.
tall or you're too short or too skinny or you're too
Bruh.
fat or your
So,
ears are too big or they too small. Boys just fight each other. Girls
I get-
play like these
I
Cold War
disagree.
games mentally.
I disagree totally. I grew up with
Really?
some
So you
thugs.
haven't? So Mean Girls
Bruh.
came from nothing. People just made
I
that up.
had mean girls beat the hell out of each other physically. I mean, rake against them. Bro, I remember a fight at Baker High.
Oh,
Literally.
you talking about the hood joints?
Bro, I ain't saying it was the hood, but I'm just saying, yeah, they was like, all right, I'm gonna get it in since middle school. I can't relate. I think that exists, but I've seen girls beat the hell out of each other.
The ones that I've seen that did that was the hood girls.
As a
I ain't
girl-
gonna put nothing on y'all, but y'all, the hood ones, y'all know y'all was keeping a pencil in y'all bun, and that
bruh.
pencil wasn't for writing.
As a girl, you're both right. Especially in the Cobra Kai universe, we're seeing that girls literally can fight it out. But also Johnny had his thought was completely wrong, but also right in the sense that he was trying to enact mental warfare. He was trying to push them, pull them apart or whatever, or not pull them apart, but push them, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, make them fight.
Create animosity or whatever. But I think the joke, besides just the blatant girls are easy joke, I think the point of him saying that so haphazardly is because he's only raised a son. That's why he's saying girls are easy. He's not
doesn't
necessarily
know
really
nothing.
thinking about raising the kid. It's Johnny. He's not actually thinking about raising the kid.
Nah.
That would make too much sense. He's thinking, man, I raised Robbie and that was crazy. A girl will be easy. What, you throw a ball on them? Like that's really what. So he didn't even get as far as y'all did in your thought process. I think he was just like, I did a boy, that was hard. I know Miguel, that was hard. Girls are easy. Because in his mind, like he knows Tori and Sam went at it, but he's like, I think he's just thinking that girls are easy
Johnny
because he's used to boys.
has
That's
what
what
we
I think.
have called irrational confidence in every situation. It's just like, I got
Absolutely.
it. Like we got this.
And
Yep.
the way he was sitting back in the cut with Devon after he called Sam's phone with Robbie's phone. Then, homie, the trip is he texts he texts Tori with "Hola, mamacita,"
Oh,
because of
Johnny.
course his name is Miguel. How about you drop the zero and get with the hero?
Like, bruh, that crane kick kept him in arrested development.
Man,
Whatever
look,
LaRusso did to his brain and what Kreese did to his brain just destroyed
You
like
it.
want to know why it is in a dark degree. I mean, it's funny, it's great or whatever. It's because that was his peak. He stuck it
Yeah,
where his peak was.
he
Like
stuck it.
he wasn't even
yeah,
he wasn't
he
even
was
hip
the
to the
man in high
'90s
school.
stuff with the internet and stuff. In the first season, remember they were like, yeah, the internet's been around so like the '90s. He's stuck really in the
To
'80s
be
in that moment when he
honest,
had control over something.
that's why I love
Mm.
the way that when they opened up the scene of the series and after the kick, and he's just like he went from Johnny the man to Johnny the loser. It's just like
Exactly.
he opened right up in his bed and he's drinking Coors Banquets ponies and
Man.
just like dude, it's not even. He didn't make it to 1990. He didn't make it past
Mm-mm.
1990, really. Like,
He never to be kind of corny. He never got off that mat.
no, he never
Mm.
got off that mat.
He
I'm
never
just
got
like,
off that mat.
damn,
I
dog.
mean, he's off of it now. You see him doing things now, but like that's part of him until he truly feels like because he's frustrated, like wanting to be able to provide for his baby mama and stuff like that. Until he feels like he's truly there, and he's getting there. He's got a job now. He's doing the things. We'll see him not be cured, of course, like that, but you'll see him have some
He's trying to make
rest.
strides.
Yeah, he
He's
has
come
a
a ways.
there's been a lot of development in this show, which is why it's good. Like,
Yeah.
as corny as it can be. But there's sometimes where you really think about it, you're like, oh man, like that's sad. Like that's
It is very
sad.
sad.
You
It's
know?
like if you look at thinking the real life of Johnny, it is like you kind of. That's why you kind of root for the guy. It's like, will he evolve? Will he make it? You know,
Hmm.
find out next time on Cobra Kai Z. What will Johnny do
Not
next?
Cobra Kai Z.
Like,
Absolutely.
what will Johnny do? And what will Grease do? Like cue the
Man.
evil music. First of
But
all,
yeah,
speaking of
it's like,
Grease, can I say this? Cobra
all
Kai.
right. What you got
Cobra
for
Kai.
Kreese? What you got for good old
Well,
Kreese?
Kreese and his Cobra Kai master. This is where Cobra Kai is at its cheesiest. Okay, the flashback of the old master, and he's like, all right, I guess they're gonna go full on kung fu villain with the long hair and the.
Papa Cobra.
How he gonna be the same when he turn around like I did age? Like, wait a minute, wait a minute. This dude should be physically dead.
No.
Like,
I'm gonna tell you the best line that his master had though. He said something to the extent of like, "You're so incompetent." Talking about the new girl or the young girl. He's like, "You so incompetent. I can't die."
that was a wild line.
I was like, "Yo," I was like,
Damn.
"You know how dumb you gotta be for somebody to be like, I gotta stay alive."
How evil is this man? I can't even die.
Yo, that line was cold.
But it just that the whole Vision Quest with the magical snake, and just like Kreese looks older than this man, and it's just like what is going on? Like this. Shout out to the actor who plays Kreese to be able to do this with the utmost competence, respect, and all that good stuff, man. I love it all, and I can't wait to meet more of the new Cobra Kai super villains because they all look swole and they doing flips and dips and all the way around.
Yeah, they way too good. But especially Quan, like Quan. But look, we've been running long. We've been running crazy. There's tons of stuff that we haven't talked about. But look. There's always more time later. I'm gonna throw it over to the Kunoichi of the year. Final thoughts. Where can they find you, please? But hit us with some gems on your way out.
Gyms like what? Badges? Pokemon?
Oh
Absolutely.
man.
Lord,
Oh man, here's some
I
with
got
some
Johnny
pearls of
Brain,
wisdom.
man. I got Johnny Brain. I was like, Jim,
Johnny Brain.
diamond, quartz. I didn't know what was happening.
The
Emerald.
Chaos Emerald. You know what I'm saying?
Not the
Yeah,
Chaos Emerald.
I was like, oh my goodness. Um, well, yeah, Cobra Kai. I'm so tired of Netflix in these parts. I get why they doing it. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Money.
But this particular part felt good. It was like on a, you could tell, like, I feel like it was on purpose to be in parts versus some of the earlier series from the past like year or so when they do it in parts. You could tell they just split up the season. Like I feel like there was a good cliffhanger.
Hmm.
Can't see to see what happens. Can't see to see how everything gets resolved because you still have a numerous amount of characters that you care enough about that you want to have to see in the epilogue here. So they're gonna at least have to dedicate like a whole episode to resolution because these are fairly short episodes. So I'm
Hmm.
curious to see how everything pans out. We know that the good guys are going to come out on top. We just don't know the how. So it's almost like you can actually root for these people like they're in a real fight because people have different perspectives, and it's cool hearing YouTube's perspectives and stuff. And as people watch the show, they just have different angles and stuff. They're gonna have their favorite characters, they're gonna have their underdogs. So great job. Glad that Netflix picked it up from YouTube Red a couple years ago or so. So,
Oh snap! You
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Shout out
it
Netflix.
really to see it, and also shout out to executive producer Will Smith.
Yeah, you beat me to
Name's
it.
Yeah.
still rolling on the credits.
Yep.
You picked the fun one. That's dope. I was expecting just a random cameo for him to be a judge or something, just because it'd be hilarious. But it would take everyone out of it. But I would be amused. But anyway, I am Ninja Sama Cosplay once again. You can find me at the Ninja Cosplay on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and wherever fine books are sold. And by that I mean I am not an author. They are not there. But thanks for having me.
Word up, word up. All right, cool. Final thoughts. What you got?
Final thoughts, man. They don't make them like this no more. This
Mm.
is the Johnny Lawrence special. I love it. I'm gonna miss Johnny. I'm gonna miss Kreese. And Daniel, even though I respect Daniel and know he been bullied, I ain't gonna miss him so much.
Oh dang.
Johnny won this series. He's already the winner of the series. I hope Zolo movie career kicks up off of this. I don't know what Robbie gonna do. I feel like Robbie is just the real actor. He's just so weird in his interviews, but you never know. He might be one of the great.
You don't know what to do with his hair, man. It's like he need. I don't know. He be going to supercut still.
He be free in his life. But I just feel like I think there's gonna be some really great actors for those now adults that's going to materialize for this. I just can't wait to see where it all goes, how it all wraps up. Part one was wonderful. You know, this is the only show that could do a evil kung fu master trope, and then be talking about like real estate in the valley with a dude from Okinawa. And a dude who just somehow still lives, but he literally mentally is not out of 1989. That's as far as he got, literally, if he got there. Um, but we root for him, and I cannot wait to see all these things. And yeah, it's like they pulled off being more CW than CW. They pulled off all the greatness, all the cheese of the 3 series. The writers have done a phenomenal job. And even if this ain't so far the best series, the best season, just to still as a continuation, I am going to miss this show greatly because I don't think there's no other property other than Fast and the Furious, strangely, that was able to pull some garbage off like this and make it work. Even Fast and Furious don't even still work like I used to, and this is still somehow working. So that's all I got. I can't wait. I want to see Tori's redemption because I am tired of her just being the dumping ground. Like, she need to get it together. I don't care about Sam. I just don't. Hopefully she don't die. I just don't. I stopped caring about her after like season 2 or 3.
No one cares about Sam. Like I feel like her character arc already reached like 2 seasons ago when she won the first time. Then when Tori won, Tori's win wasn't real. So but Sam has a real win under her belt.
Yeah.
So
I just
You know,
don't care about Sam. I don't
me
care.
either.
Like
Nah.
they can make her lose, make because she's a rich kid who's going to a nice college. I'm more interested in Dimitri and Hulk making up and
He
getting their
said he
beef
said
out.
Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. That's what he said.
Man, look. Even look, look, Mrs. LaRusso is tired of Sam, all right? Like she was like, I'm tired of y'all. I'm ready to go into my next acting job. You know. Shout out to her and shout out to everybody who calls your white like your hot wife ain't left you yet. I love that running gag. It's
That
just
was
like
funny.
because I really thought she was going to divorce his ass. Like, all right, Daniel, you better chill out, man. Get off of Miyagi.
Especially when
Right?
when they tore up the kitchen, I was like, bruh,
They
look,
threw
your
a
wife's gonna kill
whole
you for this.
spectacle nerd through the window.
The biggest shout out, the biggest hero of the whole entire series, and I can't remember. I want to say her name was Alicia, but I could be wrong. The tall black girl. Her family
Left.
that got her out like at the end of season
Yep.
2 is like,
Yep.
I'm not gonna have my child in the gang in
Yeah,
LA.
After that school brawl, she was like,
We out.
Yeah, that's the realest thing in I know the show
Real?
is not realistic, but that's the realest thing in the whole show. It's like, people are getting their arms broke and getting paralyzed? No.
look,
In
we
wheelchairs?
ain't gonna
No,
be
we
living
gotta
in
go.
Bofurin up in here.
Like
Yeah, we gotta go.
our child is a educated black woman. We will be seeing you losers later. Goodbye. We're rich.
We out. We out.
Peace out. So y'all, on that note, I'm Keith Cooper, Blerd-ish on IG. Go to the Blerd-ish Facebook page and Keith Cooper on Facebook. Again, I might be at a couple anime places. If this is up by the end of the week, you might can see me in New Orleans on July 26th. You may see me there on the 4th. Might be back on the 17th. And anime night at FM Tattoo Parlor and here in Baton Rouge. Possible places you may see me if you're around. Ask me questions, hit me up, see what I got. I got me some copies of Windbreaker. So, if you like delinquents and all that stuff and other things, holla at your boy.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna keep it simple. Final thoughts. The original Cobra Master is the illest for the best line in the whole first part, which is your incompetence is why I must stay alive. God, that joint is cold.
Hey, do you love your granddaughter, man?
You're so stupid I can't die. Do you know how bad that is?
Bruh.
Dang. That's a cruel man, man. Whew. Man, it's cold. All she could do is just look down when he said it, like, dang. Y'all just out there in the woods, doing karate drills and
Shout
stuff.
out to him for whacking Kreese. I knew he was gonna whack him with that cane.
Oh yeah, that came. Look, I'm gonna keep it. So, for someone who has studied at a few different schools, some I guess you could just say dojo as a colloquial term, but that stick is not for walking. That stick is for hitting you when you do something wrong. Like, and you be like, yo, man, I really thought I was doing right. And then you still get hit with this stick. But anyway, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Until the next time that you decide to enter a tournament and think that your friend gonna be with you, but then when you walk up there, your friend is on the other side. We're just saying peace.
Also, finish the play. No whining. That's how you make the top 10.
Don't never leave your water bottle unattended.
Oh, that too. For real.
Yeah, true that.
For real.
All right.
Dude, for the love of God, do not end it on out of all the people to take a pop shot at, do not end it on a Devon pop shot. That is unwarranted. Foul on the play.
It's warranted for me because it stood out so much. And she messed over Kitty. Kitty gonna be in jail next year.
Man, Kenny gonna do a bid real quick. Come back. Been doing push-ups all the time, beating everybody up on the yard. Yo, look, I want to see a little side story of like Blood and Bone, but like just with Kenny.
No, dog, it ain't gonna work. Kitty they go give Kitty, they go tax Kitty, bro.
You know what I mean?